Super Tuesday in the Northeast, and we are now getting the results from tonight's primaries. Donald Trump has won in Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and Maryland.
That was fast.
And Hillary Clinton, we got a 3 hour, we got a 3 hour ahead of them. Hillary Clinton is the Democratic winner in Maryland, but the other states have not yet been called. So with us now, Democratic campaign strategist Dave Jacobson, also Fox News radio host John Gibson. Hey there, John. I start with you. Was this expected for Trump?
Oh yeah. No, Trump is expected to sweep all these 5 states and sweep them big. Look, on the Republican side, they will talk about the Democrats, but on the Republican side, it's all about Indiana next week. Cruz is there trying to hold Trump off, but if Trump takes Indiana, it's kinda all over, except of course for you guys in California, because you will make or break Donald Trump.
So talk about this alliance, if you don't mind here, Dave, also as well. They say that Cruz is going to try to take Indiana, right? And then you've got Kasich going after New Mexico and Oregon. So they're splitting and divvying it up. Is this too little, too late at this point?
Absolutely. I mean, I think New York represented a real watershed moment in the Republican primary. You know, after Wisconsin, there was this sort of new narrative that there was going to be a contested convention. But because Trump dominated so decisively in New York with such a big win, I repositioned the narrative in the race and changed the whole dynamic. The conversation shifted to, well, he can clinch the 1237. That propelled him with momentum. He's now poised to win 5 states that are up for grabs today. And I think that's going to propel him forward with even more momentum. And then you've got Indiana, which, look, I think Kasich sort of bailing out of the state and having Cruz sort of be this whole standard bearer of the Republican challenge to Donald Trump puts the anti-Trump movement in the best position possible to take a last stand effort against Donald Trump. If Trump wins in Indiana, it's game over.
It almost
It's
seems like
it's Kasich and Cruz are trying to stop Trump in Indiana. It is the Alamo. And the Mexican army is coming. And every indication is it's just not going to work.
It almost
Wait,
seems
John.
like
John. There was rumors yesterday that they're going to team up, right? Now, Kasich and Cruz are teaming up to try and fight Trump because that's the only hope they have. But I didn't see that ever really materialize. In fact, as early as this morning, Cruz was running anti-Kasich ads in Indiana. So,
Yeah. Look. James right. This is a joke, and Donald Trump has said it. They're going to try to do this thing. Cruz gets Indiana, Kasich gets Oregon and New Mexico. Yeah, right. Like, so what? Trump is on board. Also, I saw.
We're going to have Dave jump in because John's audio is having some problems.
Yeah, I mean, I think Indiana's the last-ditch effort for the anti-Trump movement. I mean, if Cruz can't prevail there and stop Donald Trump, there's nothing that's going to prevent Donald Trump from winning decisively in California and clinching that 1237. He's got to win 55 to 60% of the delegates moving forward, but I think there's a pathway now with the momentum he's going to generate from the 5 wins today.
It almost seems like this plan, this alliance in a way, is backfiring and also emboldening Donald Trump,
right?
Because they're doing he looks like, he calls them corrupt, that this was a collusion, and it's kind of playing into his hand.
Right, it feeds into the Donald Trump narrative, right? This is a guy he's the outsider insurgent guy. He's saying the system's rigged, we got to change it. This is what gave birth to Donald Trump, and this is why he's got so much momentum and enthusiasm behind his campaign, because people are fed up with the system. They believe it's rigged.
Very similar message to what came out of Bernie Sanders' campaign.
Right.
So, Hillary's already pivoted and kind of started focusing on the general election. She's going after Trump. She's going after him and his fancy jets and his fancy buildings.
Right.
So, I mean, depending on what Sanders can pull out today, and a lot of states are still too close to call, what would he need to pull out to keep going here?
He needs something like 80% of the delegates in all the states moving forward. There's no pathway at this point.
Yes.
I mean, Hillary Clinton's got 82% of the delegates moving forward. Look, if she picks up a possible 200 delegates to 300 delegates today, it's plausible that she could have 90% of the delegates that she needs to lock up the 2383 figure. She could lock up that figure possibly before California on June 7th.
Well, don't leave us out of the party. I hope we still get a chance. John, do you see Bernie Sanders staying in up until California in June?
Yeah, but look, he's going to make some kind of deal, but who cares? The whole deal is Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton, and it is going to be napalm. You saw what he did to the Republican establishment. He's going to turn those guns on Hillary. Hold on to your hat. This is going to get very fiery and very ugly very early, and it's going to go on for a long time. We think we see now what we're going to be doing all the way to November.
All right.
Wow, which sounds exciting, but there'll be a lot of bloodshed.
A lot of bloodshed, a lot of entertainment. I think the real question is, can Donald Trump pivot away from this sort of blustery candidate to look more presidential? You've seen this.
Does anyone want him to? Is it,
Well, his advisors clearly do.
It seems to be working for him, at least at this point.
Right.
All right, Dave Jacobson, John
Thank you.
Gibson, we
John,
appreciate
we're
it.
going to get you an HD cable because we need you through this primary season.
No problem.
Can't have him on the fritz. Thanks, John.
Thank you, gentlemen.
So Southern California's